Samthing Soweto has been on a winning streak since he featured in Sun L Musician's chart-topping single Agada Mali in 2017. The singer's rise to stardom may seem like an overnight sensation, but people who have followed his career from early days will know that it's the place in the charts that is well earned and is also long overdue. Another win.
Yes, never really standing on my own per se.
Yeah.
Known for the soil in the past, and then the feature with Sanel. So it's like, even though officially, behind, really officially, it's not a feature. Me and him are collaborators. Like, I'm not a feature on that thing. I own half of the master. I own half of everything in that song.
Okay.
That's what's up. So in the last 2 weeks, there's been a trend of Samthing Soweto. There was a clip of Dr. Sipos Tole speaking on Podcast and Chill about how Samgelo was a bit problematic at native rhythms. And there were issues with the song, Amalanga Wafan, which arguably is produced by Maphorisa.
Samgelo Mtolomba.
Yes.
That's something Soweto.
Yeah.
Okay. Samgelo Mtolomba. We signed all four of them. Signed all four of them. When we were down to 8 songs that we had done, Samgelo calls me. Yeah, Babus told, I've got this other group, but also me, I'm happening.
I'm the Beyonce of this. I'm the Beyonce here.
I'm happening in this group.
No group without me.
It was recorded in my house. He owns the whole master. He owns the whole master of Spitipiti. We recorded this guy, Kontlumiaka. Right? Mass Music was the guy who was recording that young man Bafit Kalkopa Bafit. Kupola, if you go cancel a moto, nega cancel na. Now I'll bounce back Bafit go woo and nage strong at tape. Mara Mass Music, I say you got he tried his level best to drop the song. And the young man he's been frustrated because of Samthing Soweto. He doesn't know how to handle his business. Problem with Samthing Soweto. Samthing Soweto is a same WhatsApp group. I understand. Banal problem, they can't handle business properly. You understand? Samthing Soweto will be far by now. You understand? Like, I'm a big fan of Samthing Soweto. I respect his craft.
While it is not unusual for artists to have their ups and downs, what makes Samthing Soweto journey so noteworthy is how the perceived self-sabotage seems to hold him back at critical points. There are 3 times Samthing Soweto deliberately took unnecessary risks which put his career at a point of uncertainty. The most recent one is quite obvious, and I think a lot of people already know about it. But from his youth days, Samthing Soweto has been stubborn, self-centered, and unpredictable. But in order to understand his full story, make sure you watch until the end of this video as we break down how Samthing Soweto is sabotaging his career. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Samgelo Mtolomba, professionally known as Samthing Soweto, is a South African singer, songwriter, and executive producer. Throughout this video, I'm just going to refer to him as Samgelo. Samthing Soweto is way too long. Anyways, Samgelo was born in Protea Glen, a small neighborhood in the heart of Soweto. Samgelo was raised by his single mother in Soweto along his 3 siblings. During his primary, his mother moved him to the Eastern Cape to stay with his grandmother. As you can imagine, a life in the Eastern Cape is nowhere close compared to the life in Soweto. Samgelo was immediately against his mother's decision and tried by all means to convince her to take her back to Jozi. In an interview with the best tea in the city, he said she, referring to his mother, thought maybe an upbringing in the Eastern Cape would benefit me, but it didn't. I lost weight. Not that my granny wasn't looking after me. I cried every day. It was too much for me, so she came back after a year. From a young age, Samgelo has been stubborn, knew what he wanted, and tried by all means to get it, sometimes at other people's expense. Keep this previous statement in mind as you will see how this behavior remained and impacted him as a grown adult. After returning to Soweto from the Eastern Cape, Samgelo went back to school until he dropped out on the 8th grade. According to him, the reason he dropped out of school was because of dyslexia. Dyslexia is an extreme difficulty in learning to read and spell. Children with this condition tend to drop out of school because they are being bullied. Perhaps this also happened to Samgelo. In an interview on Metro FM, he stated, "School was really tough for me. It was a nightmare, but I went back nonetheless." At the age of 15, he started using man-rags and was also involved in crime-related actions in order to escape difficulties he faced at home. Soon after that, he was arrested for public robbery in Avalon Cemetery in Soweto. Because he was a minor at the time, instead of going to jail, his sentence was suspended and he was sent to a youth detention center in Krugersdorp. While at the center, Samkelo was encouraged to sing by his fellow inmates who sang using prison style of chanting, kumbafaya, or sometimes referred to as ikwijo. This style of music includes African traditional songs and pop songs which are then sung in an a cappella slow tempo. After leaving the detention center, Samkelo was in love with singing. This newfound passion of singing eventually helped him break out of the life of crime and drug addiction. After returning to school, Samkelo began taking interest in the school choir. The choir was led by Buhlebendalo Mda, who was later one of the lead vocalists and the founder of the a cappella group, The Soil. By the way, I made a video about the history of The Soil. I will link it in the video description in case you want to check it out. Anyways, after a while of attending the choir's performances, Samkelo wanted to start a group, describing it as a group that sings songs that we can afford. And I say afford because everything out there was programmed or played with instrument and we couldn't afford that. So I was like, let's use our voices. After the formation of the group, they performed in small and medium-sized venues all across Joburg. Samkelo also did solo collaborations on his side under the stage name Samthing Soweto, mostly with Kasi rap artists including Ma7, Siashezi and other Soweto artists. The Soil recorded their first album and sold more than 8,000 copies independently. Dr. Sipos, the owner of Native Rhythms, discovered the Soil's music via a mutual friend. He arranged a meeting with them, then signed the group under his label. They worked on their first album under the label, but before they could finish it, Samkelo demanded a separate contract from the group. Here's a clip of Dr. Sipos Tole explaining how Samkelo left The Soil.
Signed all four of them. When we were down to 8 songs that we had done, Samkelo calls me. Hey, Babus Tole, I've got this other group, but also me, I'm happening.
I'm the Beyonce of this. You better know. I'm the Beyonce here.
I'm happening in this group.
No group without me.
I mean, him and I have sister, and he says
history.
I must tell you the truth. Yeah,
Yes,
he says he was young,
Yes.
He says I'm happening, so I am the soil, but I'm also not the soil. Okay, what do you mean, some guy? No, I want to have a separate contract.
Wow.
Yeah, as me, but still be in the soil. And I want you to manage me and all of these things, right? And I also want to be able to go solo as and when I want. So we can have both. It's not an issue. Then I go to Sony. I'm not a legal person. I said, draft me a contract that gives Samkelo everything that he has asked for.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, everything that he has asked for, provided he doesn't release when the soil is released within a particular period.
Yeah, there's a conflict.
There's also that 6 months lead time and whatever. Simni Samkelo. How? One day, Samkelo asijikela athi hayi angisafuni ukuqhubeka nalento the soil futhi ngifuna keep my voice. Remember that guy, Sunday, Joy, and all of those songs. The voice, I mean, the guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Remove my voice.
Yeah.
Basically, Samkelo, let me just tell you. You've got a binding contract. When you recorded, this contract was signed.
In place.
It was in place. Those songs are staying. You can go.
Leaving The Soil seemed like a career suicide. Many people said he's sabotaging his career. But as you know, Samkelo is stubborn, and when he doesn't get what he wants, he pushes through regardless, even at the expense of his career. As a solo artist, he recorded his debut album, This and That Without Tempo. The album was good musically, but because he had no marketing for it, it basically fell on deaf ears. Then he joined another group called The Fridge, which was signed by Motif Records, which is co-owned by Stogie Team. The Fridge was a jazz band which consisted of Ade, who was a drummer, Muthusi, who played the bass, and Samthing Soweto as the vocalist. They gained success in playing in local festivals, but their music never really took off. They released their EP called Bass Drum and Sam in 2011 through digital platforms. However, in 2015, the group disbanded due to other members relocating. It's also important to note that during the Fridge days, Samkelo was still releasing music and collaborating as a solo artist. In fact, in 2013, he appeared on Makafula Vilakazi's album, I Am Not Going Back to the Township, where he was credited as a guest vocalist and a producer. In 2014, he released his EP called Ebsuku, performed in major events such as 2014 Joy of Jazz Festival and Rocking the Daisies Festival in Cape Town. In the same year, he composed and performed the title sequence of the ETV drama series Rhythm City and also appeared on the soundtrack of a movie called Otelo Burning. Despite people thinking that his career would crumble after leaving the soil, Samkelo was doing great for himself. In fact, his career was about to blow and his life was about to change. In 2016, Samkelo linked up with Sunny L Musician for a studio session. After they recorded the song, they went their separate ways. Sun L worked on the song for almost a year. Then, in May 2017, they finally decided to release the song. The song, Akanda Mali, is about a broke girl who loves classy lifestyle. After its release, it quickly became a success on social media. Radio picked it up also, and after the music video, you really couldn't escape the song. It was on high rotation everywhere. Samkelo went from being an upcoming artist to doing TV interviews, headlining major festivals, dropping hit after hit, and being an overnight celebrity. The song Akana Mali received Summer Award for Best Collaboration, Sampra Highest Airplay, and Samro Highest Airplay at the Summer Awards. In 2018, he collaborated with Mopi Dixon and they dropped another smash hit, Abantu. Then, between 2018 and 2019, he worked tirelessly on his debut album, most of which was recorded at DJ Maphorisa's house. On this album, Samkelo ventured into amapiano. His smooth vocals blended well with the piano melodies, and he dropped banger after banger. Amantombazana, Ama-DM, Aglaleki are just few of his songs that dominated airwaves in 2019. Then finally, his long-awaited album is Pity Pity finally dropped on 20 September 2019. Most of the album was produced by Kabza the Small, Mass Music, and Howard. The album broke the record of highest number of users pre-adding the album on Apple Music South Africa. Before the release of the album, the record was previously held by American singer Billie Eilish. I am surprised and excited. I didn't know there was another record to be broken, which is great for me. I thank all my fans for being supportive, he said. Before the release of his Pity Pity, his biggest fear was losing his older audience. To his day one fans, he was known for jazzy and Afropop sound, but this album included dance singles and less jazzy songs. Eventually, the album was certified platinum. In early December 2020, he released a surprise 6-track EP called Danko. Danko continued trailblazing amapiano sound. Entity Music, Njelic, Alikis, Maluminator, The Musical Chef, and Mzansi Youth Choir were featured on the surprise EP. This EP stood its ground with only Yano songs but includes Kwaito-influenced joints, Afropop, and innovative sounds which showed Samkelo's versatility. After the release of Dango EP, he went quiet from the mainstream. He made few public appearances, released only one song in 2022 called Amagents, which was dedicated to his daughter. South Africans really loved the song. On the day of its release, it trended on social media and went straight to number 1. The song was eventually certified gold by Risa. Recently, Samthing Soweto collaborated on a song with DJ Maphorisa and Mass Music. A dispute happened when both parties didn't reach an agreement in terms of who gets to own the song. On the other side, Samkelo wanted to own the masters of the song, but DJ Maphorisa is refusing, adding that he gave him full control of his Pity Pity album. Now he wants to own everything. Hear for yourself what DJ Maphorisa had to say about this.
Like a business, we're talking about business. You understand? You can't come to someone's space, wakra beat ili ready, wakra huna lidi huku, wakra huna lidi something. Then now you wanna sabotage that song. You understand? You already ukrele pina ela. Moke bolela need. You understand? Ukrele pina ela how at setsa operile. Tseli lang na ni na. You understand? So now ukrele pina. Then now he wants to bully Mess in this situation. He wants to bully him. You understand? And fuck up the young boy. The young boy in mfethu ubethile topo now what trenda ke kubulela na kufunu ukumpetong ayitsura iri. We understand because of this whole situation. We understand. So the best way is either we take down the song. You're gonna listen to the song on YouTube, and then accept the whole pina, whatever really maripalan. We understand. Or we come up on a good agreement. We understand. Spitty, the whole album was recorded in my house.
A huge debate took place on social media after this dispute. Samkelo responded on X by stating that DJ Maphorisa shouldn't lie the way he does. It's gonna get him in trouble one day. I paid Pori for my masters. I paid an amount that he asked for at the time. Furthermore, I lied about Pori's contribution on my project. He didn't produce anything. Samthing Soweto openly admitted that he used DJ Maphorisa's name to sell his records and it worked. People were left divided on social media, others on Samkelo's side while others on Pori's side. At this point, there has been a concrete solution to this problem. Brand expert Soli Mueng says Samkelo ran the risk of losing credibility after he admitted to lying on one of his music projects. Mueng says while he may survive this, it will have an impact on the amapiano genre as a whole and its brand association. The narrative surrounding Samthing Soweto's career is one of immense talent mixed with perceived self-sabotage. From a very young age, Samkelo knew what he wanted and went for it. He overcame his drug addiction and life of crime by focusing on music. When he left the soil, people said his career would fumble. When he left the fridge, people thought he was sabotaging himself. Now, the DJ Maphorisa scandal, it seems as if things are going south for him. However, what sets Samthing Soweto apart is his potential for growth and redemption. Samthing Soweto's story is still unfolding, and his resilience in the face of adversity suggests that he may yet rise above the challenges, proving that sometimes the greatest career obstacle is not external but internal.